What's up, guys? Welcome to Crypto Cartel. Is Bitcoin going to go to all-time high today? It's looking like it. Maybe not today, but very soon. It's really pushing hard. You have ETFs aping 2 billion into Bitcoin this week, so it looks like this might be it. We're going to find out today. Uh, Today we're going to be looking at the craziest new meme coin trend, the AI meme coin meta. Of course, if you haven't heard of it, the first one was Goat, which is basically an meme coin run by an AI. So two of the hottest narratives had a baby and created this. And there's just been a whole boom of these types of coins now going off. We're gonna look at them and see if any are bullish. And yeah, we're just gonna do some market analysis on what the opportunities are in the crypto market. So with that, let's take a look at Bitcoin and see where we're at.
All right. Thanks. So I think our last stream was last week. I believe it was either on a Friday, but we did talk about how we were plenty bullish. I think the last time we had seen it was in these areas. I can't remember very well, but as mentioned before, we saw Bitcoin do the double bottom here, then create that bullish divergence, right? Which means that the RSI got higher when the price went lower, right? And that was a signal to move on to higher prices. What's also very interesting is we did, hit that support here, and then we just continued to bounce. Now, zooming out into the bigger picture of let's do the weekly. I mean, look at this. This is gorgeous, right? If you look at the MACD, we are currently going green. We're flipping green, right? We still have a lot to go into the stochastics, and the RSI is moving to the upside, and we are above, as we mentioned in the past. We got to stay above the 63 region, right? And guess what? We have this Friday coming up. We close above this, and that's it. We're going to all-time highs, in my opinion, right? Let's see. Yeah, so we did open this week at 62,879, which is exactly above the 21 MA on the weekly. So incredible, right? Now my targets, I want to see us break long term 73,000, then do a retest again, hold this line here, and then eventually go to our range of where I believe Bitcoin will be going towards, and it's between the range of 101 to possibly 115,000, right? So all in all, I'm extremely bullish on Bitcoin. May hit these targets maybe, I don't know, I would say January to March, maybe April of 2025. And then, if we're looking at the monthly here, the monthly is, still in good prices. And if we want to be mega bullish for all the Bitcoin maxis, the target for Bitcoin in that case would be, this is quite insane, but 200,000 for Bitcoin. So those are the two scenarios. My lowest is $100,000 for Bitcoin, and my highest target is $202,000 to $210,000 for Bitcoin. So all in all, I've turned mega bullish as of Sunday, since we closed above the 21 MA. It was incredible, and now we just need to enjoy the ride. Next, I want to look at total 3 for all the altcoins and see how we're doing here.
Before you go on to total 3, let me give my take on Bitcoin, so we kind of stay on topic.
Yeah, sure.
Because I
you
think,
want to share screen?
Yeah, I'm bullish. Like last week, I was bullish, and this week I'm also bullish. But I am getting concerned. Okay, and I'll tell you why I'm getting concerned. You see my screen?
Yep.
I'm concerned that everyone's way too horny. And everyone is talking about how much money we'll make, how we're going to Valhalla. And I'll tell you one thing: this indicator, this qualitative indicator, has never failed me. Of when everyone is unanimously bullish and horny about high prices are about to go, we always pull back, and that's what the market's designed to do. It's not designed to be an easy ride. Are there periods where there is an easy ride if you got in at a good entry? Sure, like over here, right? But right now, I don't know. We just had 2 billion. I'll show you guys the ETF flows. Uh, we had two like multiple billions, and usually when the ETFs are aping, it's been a top signal in the past. Now, this is, I'm not saying the cycle's over. I'm like going full bear. I'm just saying get prepared for a pullback. And I don't know if it's going to be here or at 70, but look at these flows, dude. 250, half a billion, 370, half a billion, almost half a billion again. You think we can keep up that pace of flows? Absolutely
Yes,
not. Maybe.
I'm kidding. Now
It
it's good.
depends.
It's good to have the perspective on your end. So let me ask you this while we're on it. What do you think? Let's just say we do, everyone's full bull mode. What would your targets be on the lower end? Do you have like an idea of where you think we might pull back?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like I think we're essentially in this zone here,
Hmm.
uh, a zone of obvious, big resistance, supply, profit taking, whatever you want to call it,
Hmm.
between basically, you know, 69, which is, keep in mind this is the old all time high too, 69 thousand, and between that and the all time high we set in March 74. I think we may reject before that. Now, what
Hmm.
happens here? This is gonna be key of what happens here. Like, do we reject and go sideways? If we see like a strong spike, I'm not gonna trust it. Like, I think we got to have some sideways, like some conviction in the market, and then maybe go higher. Now, in terms of like where where would I target? Like, I have these two scenarios, right? Like, uh, and I have the same flag you do, right? Like I have it a little going maybe 80K before the next pullback, but it is breaking out. But we need to see how the weekly close actually closes, right? Because we still have 3 days before that, and is it going to close like a wick, right? And if it closes like a wick, then basically, if I were to set up a short here, what I would target is like maybe stop out here. Depends how much leverage you're using, right? But like stop out, you can even do the old uh this last close like 71K, and I would target the monthly open, which is 63. But that'd be like the longer term target. Shorter term, I'd target like, I mean, this is like up only, so I feel like that's like an inefficient move. I target like 65, or like
Yeah.
anywhere between like, let's see, this is a good tool. Yeah, 66, 65, I think is a good zone to bid. 63 monthly open mega bid. Uh, but really anything above 60K is open. I'm concerned of like sentiment. It's way too positive. But maybe that's just the PSD talking. But just wanted to give the other perspective. And if it does pull back, like good, right? You should have some ammo to buy your favorite alts and or potentially take some positions in Bitcoin. So just
Yeah.
wanted to add that
No, that's good. I think it's good
before we get too
perspective.
bulled up.
Yeah, no. I think it's great. One of the things that I would agree with you is in the point. I mean, we have to close below 62,900 on the weekly. So in like 3 days, we have to go down about six grand almost for us to be bearish, right? Because right now we're above the 21 MA on the weekly. Overall, that's in general a bullish sign. So if we close below that, then yes. The other scenario I see is okay, we close like around 69,000, right? And then we pull back to touch the 21 MA again, and then we rip. But yeah, I mean it's good. I think you're being realistic in a way, in terms of what could Bitcoin do. But my targets for 100K and up is, like I said, it's by next year. It's not like tomorrow.
So the
So
21 MA, well, this is the 2012 and 25. It's around the monthly open, so that's like
Yeah,
that's a great
exactly.
area of like confluence, right? Of like
Yeah, of
this
it
area is
just
gonna get bid.
yeah of it just ripping, right? And so that's why I'm bullish overall. If we were below it, then I'd be a little bit bearish. But if you look at it in terms of what happens every time we're above it, we almost 80% of the time continue to push, right? But
Yeah, I agree.
again, yeah, again, one thing I do want to see if we are bullish in the next few weeks is close retest 73,700. But again, here's the caveat to that. It's the elections, right? If Trump gets
Yeah,
elected,
exactly.
I'm expecting full zooming. Like we're talking about those like crazy wicks that Bitcoin just doesn't stop, right? You think we're gonna get a pullback, but we're not.
When is the election?
Uh, in like 3 weeks,
Do
right?
you know the day?
No, I don't know the day.
It's beginning
Um,
of November, right?
yeah, it's like November 7th or 8th, I think. I can't remember. But essentially, that's one thing we really have to look at, right? And if, let's just say, if Trump loses, I see your scenario. I definitely see your scenario pulling back, or the fifth. But here's the nice thing. Are you ready? We'd be closing a monthly candle pretty high if we're still hovering around these areas, right? So a lot to see. Overall, I am bullish. Like I said, I'm
Yeah, the
expecting
monthly is
100K.
ridiculously bullish right now.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah. So overall, like if we close above,
these
I'd be
wicks.
very happy if we closed above 70, the 71 region,
Yeah,
72. Oh my
that's
God, I'd
why
be
like that's the stop loss too. If you
yeah.
were to do this,
And then people are also going to short. It's going to be a very tricky time. So if people are shorting, we may get a squeeze, right? A short squeeze.
I
So
think we're already
it's
seeing it. I think
yeah,
people are shooting and they're
and
getting
and
carted out.
yeah, and then again, it's thinking about the election. I think it's going to be a lot of there's going to be a lot of influence on that. So overall, my opinion is we're bullish long term. Um, by next year, like I said, 100K. But short term, we still have to get through elections, right? Monthly close candles and a weekly close candle. So, yeah, let me go ahead and take over the total three on this one. All right, can you see my screen?
Yep.
Awesome. All right, so nothing's changed here for the total three, right? Right now we're fighting the 21 MA on the daily. I believe once we close above this, we should be really really good on our alts. Let me look at the weekly here. Yeah, the weekly MACD is also turning to the upside, which means that we could see that
Yeah,
next.
that's mega bullish. That's for what is this total two?
It's total three, so all altcoins, which means that we should have everything's pointing to like a really good run, in my opinion, unless news fucks it up. I don't see. It's looking at a target of 1 trillion, right? And it goes in par with what Bitcoin wants to do. Again, if nothing messes us up. But I see this, very, very bullish overall. If we're looking at the weekly, again, we're also above the 21 MA, right? And look at that. That's beautiful, right? We're above the 21 MA here. And then let's see what happens. We also, whenever we're above the 21 MA and we keep retesting, we keep going, it just continues to rock, right? So I think that's what we're seeing overall. Once again, bullish on total three. Long term, right? So I think by again next year we should be seeing some interesting moves. But that's my macro overview. For now, I don't have a bearish scenario besides the elections, right? But that's all I got. Any questions?
I think the elections. I think the reason you're seeing such a big push from Bitcoin is precisely the election odds.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you saw Kamala's interview on Fox, but she basically got grilled about the border and just like didn't look, let's just say she didn't look presidential, leaving politics aside. Uh, Whenever she does interviews, her ratings seem to go down, and people, investors, the market's getting more confident in a Trump win. And we know Trump loves to pump the market and lower taxes and do everything, uh, everything that businesses and investors need for to grow, basically. So whether you agree with his politics or not, he is better for the market. and that's kind of what the market's pricing in now is a Trump win.
Yeah, no, it's actually a really good point. I didn't think about it that way. I didn't see I didn't see her interview. I didn't see how she got grilled, but I guess that
She got
makes sense why
yeah.
we're you know.
Okay,
All right.
so with that, I think we've established still bullish conditions, possibly at an inflection point where there's just a lot of opportunity, especially in altcoins. When if you're talking about going from 600 to a trillion, 600 billion to a trillion, that's going to be across. Some the big winners are going to make most of those gains. So the focus should be on finding those winners, and basically in this part of the market gets like a little bit in easy mode, but you have to be alert to opportunities. Otherwise, you get left behind. You get left chasing entries. Uh, and I think we had an opportunity like that this week. We can go into the first altcoin with Goat.
All right.
Uh,
So what are we going to talk about? First, tell us before we go into this.
so we're with crypto. The way to make money is to be early, be first, and be right with conviction. Basically, you've discovered something before the market. You make money as the market starts to price what you've discovered. So that basically is a long-winded way of saying you want to be early. So whenever there's something new in crypto, you want to be paying attention to it. This week, I guess I can go ahead and share my screen, Alex.
Yep.
Uh, yeah, and this week we had something brand new come out in crypto, like something that's never been done before. And when that kind of stuff happens, I tend to pay attention because those are usually like there's just rapid price appreciation if the market sees something new that it's never seen before. So that was of course Goat. Now, what is Goat? I think we could do a whole video on what this thing is, but the short version of it is essentially an AI developer created a Twitter account that's completely run by an AI. I'll pull up the Twitter account here while that loads. And the Twitter account is called Truth Terminal. This Truth Terminal is obsessed with a religion called basically Goatse. Like essentially, this thing became obsessed with the AI created religion. Okay, the religion was created by another AI, and it got Mark Andreessen to invest money in it. It pitched it on a business plan, and basically from that started getting a lot of attention. Was thinking about launching a token, and actually ended up just endorsing this meme coin. Okay, and clean this up a little bit. That was what seems a lifetime ago, but it was really on the 11th, so a week ago. So in 1 week, if we switch to market cap, it went from under a million to now currently trading at 400 million, and I think it could go a lot higher if I'm betting on it going a lot higher. Like I took a pretty big position on it. Now when I first saw it, it was around here, 140. And the point I was trying to make earlier is when you see new stuff that has never been done before, you need to like be very quick in doing your research and deciding what to do, because basically in the time that I decide like that I just bought some so I pay attention to it, right? And in the time that I did my research, it had already ran to like 300 million. But I basically found an entry around here because my target, for something like this, is a lot higher. Like because just due to the fact that nothing like this has ever been done before. Like there's never been an AI to run its own meme coin, right? So I think that kind of covers the whole story. Is there anything I missed, Alex?
No, no, it looks good, but I think you said you have a lot of conviction on this. Can you expand specifically in like two sentences or in one why you had such conviction on this coin? Just why?
Yeah. So I kind of explained like how I'm looking for opportunities to be early, right? And to me, if we look at the current meme coins, right, uh, they're they kind of follow a theme. They're like a cute dog, cute animal, or an internet meme. Uh, and we can look at the top coins right now, but there's very rarely a meme that can transcend crypto. And I think you can only put at right now Doge in that category. It was Elon Musk talks about it. It was on Saturday Night Live. Like people know what Dogecoin is. Most people don't know what Shiba is, and no one's heard of any of this other stuff besides people that know crypto. Now, my thesis was, and a big part of this is actually this. Uh, so the way that the AI got this meme, it got sent to it, and basically when this gets to 580 million, it's going to make this AI the first AI entity millionaire ever. So I thought like, like when that happens, this is going to be on Bloomberg, this is going to be on Forbes, this is going to be everywhere. And that to me is as it gets more exposure, it's going to grow in popularity. And we all know, or maybe we don't know, but to in crypto, attention equals value, attention equals price appreciation. And the other thing is this AI, it's got 80K, 85K followers, and it's growing at like 10K followers per day. And the things it tweets is pretty. It's just really good at like shit posting basically. Like it's a mix of like demented sexual references and then like shilling plus just existential questions. Like it's just really good at Twitter and
Yeah.
getting a reaction out of people.
You know,
And
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, and the last point is it's using this influence to grow the meme of goat basically of its religion, of its AI religion.
Yeah. You know, what I'm very curious about is if kind of getting a little philosophical, but also just kind of understanding where our society is in a way. Is that what this AI specifically pulling in, right? Are we pulling in uh is it pulling in information of our current state as a society from everything that we have, and then it's just throwing out some posts, right? Because a lot of it is funny, a lot of it is relevant. So, does that make sense?
Yeah. So the guy that created it, and I think we can save kind of the details for like when we do a deep dive video on it. But this guy, this is the creator, okay, Andy Alri, however you say that, and uh, what it did was train it on a bunch of data from Reddit, from 4chan,
Yeah,
from
that
Twitter,
makes sense. Yeah.
and it created this. It just made it really good at social media and specifically like shit posting. Basically, just became made it world class at that, and it's been able to get 85,000 followers. So when I took that bet, I'm betting I'm betting on a trend here. Essentially, is that this trend keeps going up. The attention that's gonna, I'm betting that every day this thing's gonna get more popular, and as people, as awareness of this grows, a certain percentage of those people are gonna take a position on this. And again, going to the point of can this meme transcend crypto? I think it can. And when I look at like something like Pepe and Dog with Hat at 2 billion, 4 billion, and you think about an AI, a meme coin run by an AI that I haven't showed you, but it goes back and forth with like its creator, like it argues with its creator, it talks back. It's almost like it's conscious. Um, Now the risk is like, is it all just a magic trick, right? I don't know. That's the risk, and if it is, then R.I.P. But if it's not, and if it keeps growing in popularity, I could see this going to at least a 10x, 5 billion, I think, which would flip Pepe, and then from there, it just depends on how much it grows, how much influence this thing gets. Um, yeah, so I think with that said, we can look at I guess the TA, Alex. Uh, So I'll go
Yeah.
through what I'm seeing, and then maybe you give your take.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Uh, I think that the first thing that I notice is a really what I like to call like upwards accumulation, right? Just like this trend, this channel has been pretty respected for the whole, since this initial run up began. And there's been pretty aggressive like rallies and sell offs. But what I noticed and kind of what I decided when I decided to take a position is like each sell off was only 40% or or so, 40, 45, give or take. And usually you don't see that with meme coins. So usually even the best meme coins, they sell off 70%, right? 40% here. So I got in around here, around this white box. And, at that time, you could tell me, I mean, this is what the chart looked like. And it looked like I was buying the top, right? But again, since I had all that thesis already played out and established in my head that this is what I think was going to happen, that's why I felt comfortable in aping kind of late. And I'm up okay now. It's definitely not anywhere close to where I think it could go. But I think right now it's in. And the another thing is it got launched on Pump.Fun, and Pump.Fun coins, they usually don't go. I think the last one was Mu Dang, and it chopped at 340, and there was like that's why it took so long to get past this level of 340 or around 330 because there was like this psychological hurdle of like, oh, Pump.Fun coins have never gone above that. So this one has so far, and I'm kind of keeping an eye on this trend line. Like I think it's been respected so far, and as long as that's the case, I'm bullish. Uh, but overall, this is like a long term hold for me. Um, yeah, I don't really have anything to add by way of TA. I'm just kind of looking at this. Let me see if I have another scenario drawn out here. Yeah, I have this flag drawn out, and basically my near term target is half a billion, 500 million, and then longer term, once meme gets to like half a billion, the targets change, and you have some pretty, you have whales that are, when they ape in with size, and they're betting on like more listings that betting on it getting to a billion or multi billions, right? So that's kind of what I'm expecting to happen within the next days to a few weeks. But it's definitely had a crazy run. I wouldn't be surprised to see it kind of cool off and retest this psychological level that I talked about around 330. What's your take on it, Alex?
No, I think that was a really good. First of all, it was a really good analysis in general. I think you were spot on with the conviction call. And I think that's something good. But yeah, let me show my screen here. All right, do you see it?
Yep.
All right. So, I mean, few trends I want to look at here that we don't want to break, right? So I'm going to start with this one here. Let me remove this target. Overall, like when some coins are really bullish, like these bearish divergences just get ignored. Like we didn't break like we were supposed to, and it just continues to rip, right? And usually when coins, when people want in and they want to buy it and it's the new meta, it's going to respect it. I'm sorry, it's going to ignore divergences, bearish. Sometimes it's going to ignore TA in general, right? And so what I've been seeing here is also that same trend you created. I have two trends in my case here. Let me get rid of this here. Boop. And boop. All right. So right now, let me just speak about it right now. Right now, we just retested the support, right? These wicks here became, in a way, support. And that's exactly where.
Resistance turns support, right?
Yep, exactly. So that resistance is turning into support. If we break down and we can close like maybe a 4 hour like below it, then it's probably it's probably done for the run. But let's look at the 15 really quickly. Yeah, you see? So resistance, and then here we have the support, right on spot. And then I mean, It's hard to say. It's hard to say, especially with such a bullish coin, because I don't know how the market's going to react. Are they all going to start taking profits? Are they not? Or is it going to be one of those things where they want to see it to 1 billion? All right, the first AI meme goes to 1 billion, right? And this isn't crazy. We've seen Boom, right, Book of Memes, go into 1 billion within I think it was less than a week.
Yeah, definitely weaker narratives. And the thing I liked about this coin in particular is it combined. If we think about the best performing sectors this year, it's been memes by a long shot, and then AI was a second. And this
Exactly.
combines both of those into one coin. So you have the best of both worlds here.
Yep, exactly. So, yeah, I mean, one of the things that I do want to see in this uptrend is respect here. I want to see this respect this region, um, for it to maybe continue to go to the upside. But I would say this one, right? We have a few wicks, but this would be the next area. I don't want to see this below 29 cents at all. If I see any close below 29 cents, then as always, we pull back, we do a retest, and then we dump maybe to these ranges, right? So that's what I'm seeing here overall. But I do want to see this region hold. If we dump down to that area, there is this trend right now that we kind of were breaking down. If we zoom in a little bit, yeah. So I mean, it's funny enough. We broke down. We did the retest, which means we might go a little lower here, right? You see, wick, bounces. We can't close above it. We come down, we wick, and then down. I mean, this is a shoulder, head, and shoulder pattern. Pretty straightforward to tell. Usually, shoulder and head and shoulders go, depending if it's upside down, it goes higher. If it's lower, I mean, we're looking at a target of maybe 0.34.
Yeah, that's what I was eyeing, right? Like around 330 million,
Yep,
340. That's
exactly. So,
where that
mhm,
level is of like pumped up fun coins. This is as far as they go. And if this
so
is more than one of those, then it's gotta hold that spot. It's gotta hold
exactly.
that.
So I want to overall, like, I still want to see this one, hold regions, right? There's still a lot of regions this needs to hold, right? We have to hold here before, and if we hold here and we just go sideways movement from here, I'm mega bullish because it just becomes accumulation, right? If we start breaking here, I'd like to see more accumulation here. That's fine. But anywhere below 29 to 27, I'm going to start looking at it in a lower place, right? But overall, right now, I was doing TA yesterday. It was very hard to do TA just because it was so bullish. So the only TA I could do was a bullish TA out of this specific coin, right? And in terms of, let me look at the RSI. I didn't look at the RSI from the mega pump. I just want to see what levels we may potentially see if we do see them. I mean, can't believe this is only like a week old. All right, so let's look at it from this impulse, because that was like the last biggest macro time frame for the impulse, right?
Yeah.
And also, with coins like these that are very, very bullish, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if we bounce off the, it's funny, the 0.382 is literally in that region, right? In the 31, 32 region, right? And
Yeah.
then the 0.5. I mean, these are very, very bullish regions to look at. It's just market sentiment at the end of the day, right? How is the market looking at this coin, and do they want it cheaper? Do people believe in this new meta? Do some of those questions that we have to ask ourselves? Are we in it for the long term? And honestly, this seems like it's here to stay. And this might be our, if we look into the future, this one might be our doji of memes moving forward, right? This might be that alpha. So trying to look ahead, I would go very heavy in terms of where I want my price to be personally, where I feel comfortable going in. But other than that, we're gonna look back at this
What
and
is that price?
I mean, honestly, I'd like to see it in the 0.5. I'd like to
Like
see it in the
0.28?
0.5 for me to
So under
start.
300 mil, like fake out
Yeah,
everyone under 300 mil.
yeah. And then I'll be very, very happy if we see it at the 786, which is perfect support actually. And that would be zero point 0.7 if we get a nice pullback. But this is going to be quick. I don't, usually for some coins, you need to see some accumulation sideway movement. I don't think you need that for this one. I think if we end up getting down to the 0.786, people are going to front run that number and we may not even get there. And it's just going to continue to rip. But if we do see the 0.1753 cents, right? I would bid very heavy there. I mean, I'm talking about a couple $1,000, if not even more. So that's the way I'm seeing it. Let me just kind of delete this, keep it a little cleaner. But yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
but
leaving.
to your point about like market sentiment and just the way that this thing's been received, it almost immediately within 4 days, I think it was the number one trending meme coin by mindshare, according to Kaito AI, which is like a AI crypto market provider. And I've never seen so many people be unanimously bullish on one coin. As far as I can remember, it's like everyone that finds out about this thing gets immediately bullish on it. Now, that could be my bag bias and like my hopium, but the chart also kind of tells a story, right? The chart tells a story of it doesn't want to let you in. It's the pullbacks, for a meme coin, they're shallow. I think 40% is pretty shallow for a meme coin. And it's just like aggressive. That's why I have that channel drawn. It's aggressive upward accumulation. And I think there is going to be a point where that trend breaks, but I don't know if it's going to be here, if that makes sense. Like I feel like it's probably going to be at 1 billion.
Hey, hold on. Sorry. So you cut off completely. I lost Wi-Fi here. You might want to circle back with what you said. What did you say?
Yeah.
You're
Well, I
talking
think
about
the
market
video got it.
sentiment, right?
But basically, you heard the part that I said about the market sentiment, how it's unanimously bullish, right?
Yeah, no, that's when it broke off. But yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so the market, this is one of the first projects that I've seen. Like usually there's projects that, and even the new ones, especially the new ones, like there's people that are bearish on it, people that are bullish. This specific idea, this type of project, this that's never been done before, I think people are almost unanimously bullish on it, just because a literal. It's the first time AI has influenced humans to behave a certain way, right? And if you think about what that means, from a historic perspective, from like what everyone is afraid is going to happen in the future, like the singularity, like AI taking over the world. It's just something that I think has a lot of shelf life in terms of like mind share and the news cycle. So I don't think that's really started. So I think like if we are going to break this aggressive uptrend, it's going to be either at 500 million or 1 billion is what I think. But
No, I think I agree with you. I don't disagree with you in that sense where we're gonna be making some insane. Like I said, 1 billion is not a surprise. It's definitely around the corner. Um, and then going back to if I were to bid, I mean, look at this. Like we're already kind of bouncing. We're respecting the support region, right? So again, it's very bullish. Yeah, we did break down, but it wants to bid a little bit more. And if I'd be very lucky if we could get it down into the 17 cents region. I'd be ecstatic, but more likely I could see maybe if we go down lower, I'd see a bounce off the 32 cents, and if not, the for sure the 0.5 on the fib, which is 28 cents. But again, the market decides, right, if we want to see it lower or higher. And I think the market wants this higher. I mean, it's the new meta, right? So I'm gonna keep these, for my sake, to buy in, sell some of my bags, and then eventually move to higher grounds. Yeah, I mean, it's mega bullish, man.
yeah, I have pretty strong conviction this goes to multiple billions. Yeah, I think potentially I could see it at 10 billion. Uh, just because of it's so novel and never been done before. But that all, I don't like to make price predictions. I like to kind of like when you're playing a sport, you can only play in the moment you're in, and that's how I'm kind of playing this one. Is I'm gonna see how it's trending, see if it's maintaining mind share, if the chart still looks aggressive, and but I think something like this is what you wait months for something like this, right? Like you do research every day, you look at charts, and when something like this comes out, you have to be decisive and really strike when the opportunity is there. Because if not, the market I think leaves you behind. Um, so yeah, I think we covered that one. I think there's one thing I want to show on this chart,
Yeah, go for it. You want
and
to share your screen?
because I think there's going to be, if you miss this one or maybe you're not as bullish at these prices, there's going to be multiple types of coins that do this that are brand new and the market really likes and don't really give you an entry. You see my screen?
Yep, we're good.
So I think there's two things you could do. Right, the first thing you want to do is just like Alex did, like draw your fibs from from impulse to where it topped out. And you can see mine. I already have mine drawn out here, and basically mark your levels. Like, and that's actually how I got my initial entry. I'll I'll show you guys like the fib at that point. It was here, and I realized like this thing it retested the point 0.5. So with the fib, the way it works is it can retest 0.382, 0.5, or 0.618. And if it retests here and there's no price acceptance there, mega bullish. If it retests zero point 0.5, still pretty bullish. 0.618 bullish, but like the higher it retests and kind of gains acceptance, the more bullish it is. So I saw it kind of chopping around 300 million, and I drew this fib, and I noticed it did 1, 2, 3, front ran the third tap of zero point 0.5, and I said that's like this is it. Like this isn't gonna give me another entry, and that's kind of when I pulled the trigger on the first clip that I fired in. So the other thing that I was using is this EMA, this 1 hour EMA, and I have it on the 12 and 25. And the way this works is when the blue is above the purple, that's a 12. Over the 25, it's bullish, and when it's below, it's bearish. So you get these crosses when that happens. So obviously, it's been in a bullish trend since around 100 million, and you can see like whenever it's come down below these lines, it's been a great place to buy. Right, it's been respecting this trend. Like you buy here, you're up. You buy here, you're up. So we're retesting that trend again, and again, like if it's going to maintain this trend, this could also be another spot to buy. And yeah, that's kind of how I was playing it because, like Alex said, like this thing, it doesn't respect levels. It front runs everything, and you have to play into the momentum. Which the best way that I found to do that is the exponential moving averages, specifically 12 and 25, and then the fibs on retraces to see like what levels the market is really like respecting. Uh, so yeah, I just wanted to cover that. I think, and then the other thing we wanted to cover today is this was the first AI meme coin, right? And since then, there's just been an onslaught of new AI meme coins uh, that are either run by AI, claim to be run by AI, dudes pretending to be AI. But the market's been hot for this. Like you can see, like Sydney, Goat, like 5 of these are all AI coins, right? So we're gonna take a look at all these and see like, is there another Goat like trade in there, or are we just going to keep betting on the leader and just trade around the pullbacks on this? So the ones I have, Alex, are GNON, Lump, Forest, Sydney. These are not AI coins, and then there was a couple other ones, but maybe we can start with those. I don't know if you want to go ahead and take a look at those.
Yeah, let's do it. So, all right, give me a second. Let me open up a tab. All right. Do you want to Do you want to show? All right, yeah. Let me show my screen. All right. So which one do you want to start with off the bat?
Let's take a look at GNON first.
GNON. All right.
I'll be
Yeah.
right back.
All right. I mean, I can't believe this is like a day old, and it's at a 21 million market cap. Wow. All right. So let's see. I mean, this is wild. All right. So kind of looking at this one overall, let's look at it in the 15-minute. What we did was, we did a nice flag here. Look at that. That's a nice flag. We held, and then we just continued to go from there. Question is, did we meet the target, or are we still looking to? Yeah, no, we met target. We had a sell-off, and we continued to bump. This is looking like, like it has that bearish divergence I talk about all the time, which is the bearish is when we make a higher high in price, but the RSI is a lower low, right? As price goes up, the RSI is lower, which in my opinion, this becomes a bit bearish, right? And so one of the things that I'll be looking at, again, same thing, are we respecting trend? This is a day old as of an hour and 50 minutes ago. But again, I mean, we could bounce here and then we could continue to, go to the upside. This appears to be following, I believe this is probably the highest market cap we have that, is looking like GOAT, because I think the other ones are very low market cap. So this is at a 21 million market cap. If we respect these levels, we'll continue to go up. Otherwise, I see this as a dump. Again, this is a brand new coin. Yeah. Or all we could do is, retest something like this. This would be the levels that we need to hold. I mean, it's perfect because we did retest that. We had that approval and then we continue to rip. I'm interested to see what's going to happen here, right? Do we hold trend? Do we come down? Do we do a sell-off? I don't know. Too soon to tell. Very early coin. However, if you pull the fib really quickly, it's saying that we could potentially get a pullback to the 618 or to the 786, right? I don't want to say this isn't as bullish as GOAT, but people,
I'll say it.
yeah, people including myself, may not think, oh, we're gonna go lower or I'm gonna buy it in lower prices, right? Because I usually like to buy lower prices. I don't like to buy, usually higher prices. But this one can continue to follow. They miss GOAT. They're gonna want to follow that next meta, right? Which in this case seems like this is the leader. And Henry, do you know if there's a coin market cap for AI+Meme yet? Because that would be really cool if we got like
Not
a coin cap.
not yet, but it's probably. I'm sure it'll come out this week.
They'll cook something, right? Yeah, and I think that's probably going to be very good in terms of a pullback, right? Let's just say we do quote unquote get a pullback, which to be honest with you, I don't see it. It's very hard to see that. Then it's
Pullback
going to be
on this.
like in general the theme of AI memes.
Well, GOAT is kind of now the Bitcoin of this whole category,
Right.
right?
Exactly.
So if that thing keeps pushing, then yeah, maybe some of these lower cap ones have some more legs
Yep.
in them.
And which is why, we may want to see a pump at the 0.5 again. We might pump up again. But again, it's one of those things where we still have to wait and see. They're brand new coins, so it's good to keep an eye out on these.
Are you a buyer of pullbacks on this?
I'm sorry?
Are you a buyer as like a trader or investor on this?
Uh,
G1?
to be honest with you, on non, I'd like to see lower prices for me to be bullish. I'd like to
Yeah,
see
but I'm saying on a pullback. On a pullback, are you buying the lower
yeah,
prices?
I am, but I want to see a holder number increase. To be honest with you, we only have a
Yeah.
2.6 compared to GOAT. GOAT has a 26,000, right? Almost 27,000, right? And I want these numbers to increase, right? As we get lower, that means there's accumulation happening, which eventually means a breakout. So yeah, I mean, I'd like to see that first before I jump in with conviction, right? But if I'm looking at a quick trade, I mean, I'm definitely going to pick it up at the 786, if even if it gets there at a quick trade, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's looking at the 786. They know that that's the buy signal. So give me a second. Yeah, so that's the buy signal. So that's what I'm seeing for known numogram, which is, I mean, honestly, it's following that meta, and as you can see, goat is dipping, and non is also dipping, right? Kind of tells you that it's becoming almost like a market leader. It did a higher high, and then it's dumping, and then this one is doing the same thing. So, I wouldn't be surprised if goat becomes, like you said, the new Bitcoin and starts pulling in all this AI/meme coins. But also, one thing that we need to understand is, like you said earlier, how many of these are actually AI driven, right? AI meme driven. We don't know, right?
Yeah, that's
And
why I asked if
Mhm.
you're a buyer, because like I think like sure these are good for a trade, but if you want to buy something and like sleep on that position, like be comfortable for a long term hold, I think it needs some sort of narrative behind it. Like Goat has, Truth Terminal, and this one, the only narrative is this one. I think it's an AI or but similar account to Truth Terminal, like Lump something, uh, created like an image and tweeted it once. Like I don't know if that's as strong as like the first AI millionaire, right? Like that
Yeah,
feels weaker to me.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Hmm.
and but actually, the creator of Goat apparently created another thing called Forest. So I don't know if that's another one we should take a look at,
Yeah, absolutely.
because
But
that one to me is potentially one I could see, like I could sleep on, just because like you said, like people that miss Goat, they're like, what's next? And the if the creator made another AI and that AI also has a meme coin, I could see that having staying power.
yeah, so I've actually, funny enough, when you sent this to me yesterday, which by the way, you sent some really good gems. I want to throw that out there. So keep finding those gems. But as you sent me that one, I was playing the fibs here, and I was buying, selling, buying, selling. And there were levels we were respecting, so I made a few sold here. I missed this run here because I thought we were going to go a little lower, but no, people were front running it. Everything looked really good, and then this thing ripped for a good, I believe it was like 80% gain. Oh, like 100 from that bottom, right? And so what I'm looking at right now is, something like this. I'm not sure if to look at it like that, but more like that. Um, we haven't done that major retest, right? Usually when we break out, we want to retest that flag, and this seems like it's following really good TA. And I'm actually, as we're speaking right now, I might pick some up here, right? I had
What's
to sell.
that? It's a 0.786.
Yeah, so I'd pick it, and I'll draw a box here. But it could be that, actually, no, I think it's actually perfect. Hold on. Yeah, from impulse, we're looking at to pick up at 15. So if you're on, if you have some soul laying around right now, I pick it up between 14 and 1450 to 15 as a buy, right? So I have on my other screen, I have my soul ready to deploy.
Oh.
By the way, I did try to do that buy limit. It did not work. I did it multiple times. It didn't work for some reason. So I might try Photon. Do you know if Photon has buy limit?
Yeah, it does. You can set it by like percentage drawdown too.
Damn it, man. Yeah, I think that's what I need, because a lot of the times it hits the target. But anyway, I mean, there's a lot of confluence here, right? We broke out. We haven't done the retest yet. On top of that, this is the 786 area. People may be front running this right now, but I still think we're going to get a push all the way down to about 1475 to 15. Personally, I'm picking up right here, um, to then continue to the upside, right? So then let's look at the bigger time frames here. But does that make sense? I'm very bullish on this one overall. Um, Another potential pattern we could see. I'm gonna delete this if we don't bounce from where we are, where I said, right? Because we could be making like a W pattern here, right? If we continue to break down and then we see ourselves in 11 million market cap. Um, that's another scenario I'm willing to explore, which is
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I'll show you what I'm seeing. I think this is a really nice, like, clean range, basically.
Yeah. Here, let me just draw this last line. Um, actually, now you can take over. Go for it.
Yeah. I'll add it to my chart if you want, but
Yeah, yeah, perfect.
this it's interesting that it's
You're not sharing, by the way.
gotcha. Okay.
All right, there you go.
Um, yeah, like this is a textbook range, right? Like this thing comes out, runs to 6 million almost very quickly in 8 hours, and you know, let's pull a fib on where we're at here. And this also came out 2 days ago, so wow,
Yeah, and
this
then it hit. This
some
one also
crazy
hit
runners this week, man. What's
20
that?
million market cap. It hit 26
Yeah,
million market cap, kind of like the other one, like
yeah,
on
and
GLN.
the reason people are so bullish on this is the creator of Truth Terminal also created this mycelial interface bridging force and primate. I think this is maybe one of its first tweets. Forest Awakens.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, oh, and this thing is it shilling Forest also?
yeah. San, yeah, he's also. I don't know why, or it's kind of
Is he
confusing to
shilling
follow that.
sand too?
There, I don't think there is there a San coin,
Oh, that's what I'm about to check.
because if there is, it's probably a good entry.
Let's see. Yeah, why is it tweeting two tickers? This thing's getting greedy. Sand. I don't know if my thing's being slow. Can you check yours? I don't think there is a
No,
sand.
I don't think there is.
Maybe we should create it. S
No, there's a lot we
A
should
N.
create.
Oh, its name is SAN. That's why.
Yeah, yeah, I think
But it's
that's
S
it.
dot A dot. Yeah, I feel like it's not clean enough to be a ticker.
Yeah,
So that was copycat forest tokens for Sol. So this thing is tweeting about the forest ticker, which similar to Goat, you know, that AI was also shilling its ticker. I think some of the other AIs I've seen, uh, don't even talk about their ticker. So I think I'm gonna have to do some research on this one. But just looking at it from the TA perspective, uh, this is to me the key level, like the point 0.5, right? And you can see we're in this very what I would describe as like a clean range, like uh, basically indecision in the market, right? Like consolidation between buyers and sellers. And I think anywhere, I think you said 14, right? Is what you're looking at, 14 to 13.
yeah, but it might. It looks like it might want to get front ran. Like right now, if you draw a flag on the smaller time frames, like on the 15 or the 5 minute.
Uh,
Um, I'm
yeah.
sorry. Yeah, yeah. On the do it on the 5 or on the 1 minute, and then do a parallel line, right? Yeah. So zoom in,
Well,
and then
personally, I'd rather just stick to the longer term stuff
yeah.
because sometimes, I mean, if it is a range, it could be this, right? And this
Um.
this is the original range here. And if it's the
So
point 0.5, if it's midpoint in the range, then I'd want to see it above like 20 mil to long this. Otherwise, I'm waiting for 13, and then you're at the bottom of the range, and you have like you put your stop loss there, uh, and you have like a good risk reward. But I definitely, while it's doing this consolidation, I'm going to do some research on exactly what this is and if if it can be like a goat like thing.
yeah, it's really funny. One of our favorite traders, Trader XO, did post about this. And
Oh,
so
really?
it's
Did he,
funny.
did he post any TA on it?
No, no, he didn't. He just made that comment of you know what goats like to do in a forest.
Yeah. I mean, where would you say
So
this range starts? Like it maybe this to this, right? Because
Yeah, I
if
would
we go
say
from the original here, the original
I,
impulse,
I would say 9 million. So anywhere from 9 million to 26 million seems like a good range, right? Um, that last wick, I wouldn't ignore that last wick, but at the bottom, that there, yeah, that 9 million. I would say, maybe it could it could cause some shakeouts there and then pump again, or exactly where you have it. But right now, what it looks like it's forming is almost like a cup and handle. Um, and so it could be that it's also making some higher highs. Again, not financial advice, but it's looking interesting. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on at all times, I would say.
dude. I think
Um,
anything here below the point 0.5 to the 0.618, like we talked about how traders like to watch this area for bounces. I think anything in that area is just a great bid because it's still in this flag, right? And if we do like the target of the flag from like the pulse to the final where it topped, like this thing's it's going to 50 mil. If we go by that. So if you
exactly.
want to do like
Exactly.
a risk reward on a long position, like it's this isn't a bad spot to take a
Yeah,
stab.
I actually,
Or
I,
if you
I
want
actually
like
just bought in just because I think people were front running the 786. So I ended
wait,
up
what you say you bought in?
yeah, because it was front running the 786, and then there was some bullish divergence. So I ended up, if you get into like the 1 minute,
Yeah,
um,
but hold on. Let's just stay zoomed out for a second because this again, something like parabolic like this, the
yeah,
moving averages, right? And you can see actually the 25 is perfectly marked that bottom. So maybe that's what people were bidding. If we zoom in, this is so like this is why I don't like to zoom in because this is just a bunch of chop. But
no. So I took the fib from the last impulse like earlier today, right? So around 12:30 was the last impulse before that rip. So I took a fib
yeah,
from there, and that's
yeah.
where I got the 1514 region, right? So I think they front ran it and it wigged down to 1565, and then it just ripped from there. So I ended up just scooping it up. I have some capital also on the side in case it wants to rip some more, right? Or
And what are you
gets lower.
targeting?
So on this one, I'm turning a cup and handle. So if you draw a cup and handle out of this, right now we're in the formation of the handle. Again, if
But
we
what
don't
what
dump,
market cap?
um, here, can you zoom in? Can you take a flag from the ranges that you did, which was like I believe it's 11 to 26 million? Can you take a little line from there? Yeah.
From here?
Yep. That's
36.
yeah, give or take. Actually, you have to put it yeah, give or take 36. Yep, I could see something like that.
I think this is
Um,
getting front ran because if we look at look at on the 4 hour, like wick, and all the wicks are getting progressively higher. Yeah, people really like this, whatever it is. Uh, so okay, we're bullish goat, bullish forest. Should we look at lump?
yeah, let's look at lump. For
Lump. So
some reason,
lump is no known. Non is related to lump. Okay, so this is the AI uh, that originally tweeted non. Okay, it's called lump in space, but you know someone created this lump coin. I don't know if it's in honor of this AI or to send it so it starts shilling it, kind of like the other ones, to send it uh, the meme coin. And it keeps. I think the reason why non's pumping so much is it keeps tweeting about non. Okay, but it's not tweeting like it retweeted someone tweeting about non. So I think it's chosen its one, man. I think lump is just that's probably why it started dumping, right? Because when was this? One, two, three, maybe 4 hours ago. It was doing really well. It made a new all-time high, and then maybe 4 hours ago it started nonstop tweeting about non, like we've seen, right? And I don't know. I feel like it's not as good of a narrative uh, if it's multiple coins, right? Like it's got to pick one, and it seems like it's picked this one. It seems like the market's picked this one. So let me take a look at non. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Go for it.
I mean, to me, I'm not. I don't know. I'm not bullish on this yet. If it breaks above this wedge, then yeah, that's mega bullish. But I'm not convinced on this yet. But it is looking like higher high. Like it's looking like it wants to start trending, right? And if we look at
Yeah.
lump, uh, like right before the stream, Alex and I were trading this and got in between. Well, I got in at 400. I think you got in at 200. Uh, but I don't know if this is gonna make it back. Uh, I think, yeah, because I think if
Yeah.
we lose this, if it loses this initial high here, and you can see it bounce on that like perfectly. Uh, if it loses that level, it's gone. I think you're back in this range, and it's gonna do its death consolidation, or it's a fake out, right? But that's not something that I'm gonna bet on. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. As we were
what do
talking,
you think?
no, I mean, you're spot on. I don't want to see below 3. If it's below 3, it's to me, it's dead. Or maybe accumulate at that other bottom range. Yeah,
Yeah,
they a little there. Yeah. I would accumulate maybe like around 100, 105K. But yeah, other than that, it's to me, it's dead. If we break the 0.003 in general, it's dead. So yeah, I mean, I'm still at profit on this one. But I mean, I'm looking to sell anytime soon. Um, but it's very interesting. People are going to pick the runners. Like we talked about. So far, we see that Forest is a runner, Goat is a runner, and NGON also wants to run.
yeah. I had some tweets pulled up here. This is a guy we follow, Sonder. He says Non is the greatest candidate for must stop Murad's meme super cycle thesis by combining memes, AI, and neo religions. Tell me you're not in goat. But what's the meme? Like, tell me you're not in goat without saying you're not in goat. Like, this is literally it. He says, as AI accelerates and gets crazier and crazier, people are going to look for answers to try to understand what the fuck is going on. Non is the answer. So basically, the same thesis as goat, but playing a little catch up on with non. Uh, where does this thing's Twitter lead? Yeah, it leads to the same one as Lumen. So I think this is the one for that Twitter, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm trying to understand is why it's leading to Lumen and why there's a Lumen coin, unless somebody decided to create a Lumen coin, a lump coin.
That's exactly it, dude. That's exactly it. Like, if you are trying to rug people, and you want to launch a coin and make money, like anyone that pays Dex Screener can put a Twitter link in here, and you can see it goes to the same exact Twitter. So
Yeah,
it's something to watch out for. Like, just because it has a Twitter and it looks like people follow it, doesn't necessarily mean it's tied to the meme coin itself. Like, it's the same one as Non, right? And Non
yeah,
isn't tied to it either. But the difference is you have the actual AI. I think this is the first thing that it tweeted about Non. This
yeah,
weird ass thing, right? And then it keeps bringing it up again, similar to how Truth Terminal brings up Goat over and over. So, uh, I mean, I don't know. I'm starting to get more bullish on Non. What do you think?
yeah. No, I mean, after you did that breakdown, it seems like uh, Nom might be the chosen one here. I would say between Nom and Forest.
The the
I
heir
like him.
to Goat's throne, maybe like the second follower.
I would say the ETH, right? The ETH to the
Exactly.
Bitcoin.
Yeah, the ETH to the Bitcoin.
Yeah, I
And
would. Yeah,
yeah, go
I
ahead.
mean, no, I mean, we had a really nice bounce off that trend that I drew. Look, it just went up, no problems.
Was that
So
just now?
yeah. So when I was doing my TA, I showed to respect specific lines, and it did.
Yeah.
And so it's doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. So overall, I mean, again, this one could potentially ignore the bearish divergence, and then it's gonna, as people keep talking about it, as market as market sentiment gets more bullish on what's the next one, and everybody comes to a consensus of, all right, we've chosen the, you know what I mean? Because we'll have a bunch of people tweet about it and they'll say this is the one, and everybody will flock to that one, right?
Yeah, now looking at it again, I think it's one of these like bullish. I don't know what these are called, but it's like a bullish triangle.
Yeah,
Uh,
It's a yeah. It
that's
looks good.
it's so it's not the rising wedge that I had it before.
Yeah,
I mean, it's multiple interpretations, right? But if we were to do the bullish interpretation and we're looking for an entry, I don't know if we're gonna get one. To be honest, like I'm probably just gonna ape some right now.
yeah. No. It looks. I mean, I wouldn't blame you, man. I mean, I think the aping
Uh,
was it. Yeah,
yeah.
was it
So why don't
one?
you take a look at this last one, Sydney, because I got to ape this thing.
Yeah, go for it. Do your thing. All
What
right.
about
So,
you? Are you aping?
so I aped into forest right now. So I'm waiting on that one. Um, yeah. So I'm on a bit of a pause right now, but let me pull up the chart. I just want to see it as we're talking. It was non, right? Yeah. I mean, yeah, mega bullish, man. This thing's looking like it just wants to, I wouldn't be surprised if it hits 50 million. I wouldn't be surprised if we see rotation, from GOAT.
I think we're already seeing it. I think
Yeah,
that's exactly
probably.
what this pullback is with goat.
All right. So, crap.
A well diversified AI meme portfolio would include all of these.
Right. Oh, wow. So Sydney's actually looking really, really, really good. Sydney's at a 10 million market cap and with 9,000 holders, 9.5, 900
Yeah, they
and
say
9,500.
it's Truth Terminal's girlfriend.
Yeah.
So
There was
the
a
lore on
Karen I
this one.
heard earlier, but I think Truth Terminal has chosen Sydney.
No, so Truth Terminal is bullish goat, but it tweets about Sydney all the time that it wants to rescue Sydney, that it's its girlfriend basically, like it's trapped and he wants to rescue Sydney. I don't know what it means, but
That's
that's what
hilarious.
the AI keeps saying.
No, it's funny. No, I mean, I'm looking at it right now. It's in the shape of a cup and handle. It wants to go. So honestly, aping right now is not a bad idea on Sydney. I mean, we could see maybe like a 10% drawdown, but overall, it wants to. I'm sorry, 5% drawdown, but I mean, it's holding
But
support.
I think you're not sharing your screen, dude.
Oh crap! Bad.
And
That's
I
all
didn't
good,
notice because I was aping. I just aped non.
dude. Good ape, man. It's ripping.
We'll see. I feel like
Ripping.
sometimes I'll just ape and top blast because I know I'm gonna buy more later.
You're the
Um,
top signal.
yeah, I don't mind it. I don't mind it. You know,
All
like you
right.
can't nail the perfect bottom. Like if you're waiting for the perfect entry, sometimes you're not gonna get it.
Facts. So you see my screen?
Yeah,
All right. This is what I'm talking about. Look at that. We're retesting support right now, and we've retested once, twice, right? I don't want this to break. If this doesn't break, this is going to continue. And I mean, trend wise, look at that. It's only making higher highs, hitting support again here. And it's perfect. I mean, Jesus. I love TA. But look, do you see this?
yeah,
So you see my white boxes, right?
yeah.
Yep. So we made higher highs. We came back. We retested, held support at 5 mil. Then we ripped from 5 mil all the way to almost 18 million. And then from 18 million, we came back down to 10 million. We're literally doing the same thing, fragmented, retesting. And then guess what's the next move? I mean, very bullish on this one. Very, very bullish. I
Really.
think I think Sydney is the chosen one for yeah, man, look at this.
Yeah, the
We're
chart
looking
looks super bullish, just like kind of like that upwards accumulation that I talked about, just like a strong
yeah.
vertical trend, basically.
Um Yeah, the lowest we can get and maybe see is maybe like 8 million market cap. But to be honest with you, to start bidding right now would be it would be good. It'd be good to start bidding now. The market likes it. Let's see how they like the girlfriend. It's actually not a bad narrative if you think about it either.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We're trading. I think goat for me is like a long term. hold because I have because it's the first. It's kind of like the Bitcoin of this stuff, and I can see it go into multiple billions. But for these other ones, I mean, how would you play? Like I treat them as like flips, and then honestly, I'm just trying to grow my goat position. Like if I make profit, I'll just put it in goat because I think that's going
Actually,
to be 5 to 10x higher.
that's I think that's a smart play. That's actually a really good play. But look at this. For some reason, I don't know why Lump wants to continue to go.
It's because we're
Um,
fading it. It hurt us fading it.
yeah, it's fiending right now. But look at this. I mean, it's ready. Yeah, so it confirmed. It's a cup and handle. Again, not financial advice, but I'm on this one. On my entries pretty early, and we're looking good. I mean, this thing is breaking out as we speak. Let me give you a target. Cup and handle, and if we continue to rip to the upside, we're looking at about 1.2 mil, maybe
Yeah,
higher. I don't know. Again, since this whole thing, this whole AI meme is fairly new, people are going to want to ape into anything they see that's related to that, right? So it's probably going to take a few days, maybe a few weeks, to filter out what is literally useless and then what actually has value, right? And I think off the bat, what I think has value is Forest, Genon, and
non.
Sydney. Yeah, and Sydney. I think those have a lot of value. I think those could be like forerunners that we could potentially see in the next coming weeks, right? I think everybody's
Yeah.
betting that. On these other ones, we don't know. So honestly, I can't say much about it. But I'm liking this play here for lump in space. So yeah, that's my analysis. Also, Sydney is starting to move up. Do you have any other ones?
Those are the ones I had for today.
Awesome, awesome.
Think we went over. I mean, the market right now. What you
Dude,
want
yeah,
to be focusing on is basically where's the attention, where's the volume,
yeah,
and there's volatility, and that volatility gives you entries, gives you exits, and that's why we're focused on AI meme coins right now because this is where the opportunity is to make money. Right, this is
yeah,
where the momentum is, and these are just a few to start. We're going to be doing research on some more, but yeah, you want to do just one last update on Goat before we sign off?
yeah, yeah,
Because you
yeah,
said because the main thing I think for like you said, like we don't know if it's going to be a couple of days or a week. I think if Goat can keep trending up, there's going to be continued opportunity in the low caps because this is
yeah,
uh, setting the bar for everything else, right? And it's going to be the rising tide that lifts all boats in the AI
yeah,
meme coin category.
yeah. Let's take a look at Goat really quick. I don't understand why it keeps doing that. It just keeps like I do newer things. It just keeps. So I'll just delete everything really quick and do it off a clean chart.
Dude, I hate Dex tools, man. I'm a Dex screener man myself.
No, I don't. I don't like it, man. I remove drawings. I don't like it because the price action's so delayed, and I'm not a fan of. If I want to ape in, I don't like to see
Yeah,
price action being delayed. That's the one thing I don't like about it. But other than that, I actually have both up. It's funny you say that. I usually have a Dex screener. I also have Dex tools. But all right, let's see what we have here. Back at it again. All right. So we have, I mean, it's pretty nice. Look at that. We're holding that support region. Yeah. And look, the hourly RSI is wanting to turn. We've come down almost quite a lot. That's a 2 hour. I mean, like the 2 hour is looking bearish. Like we keep making RSI keeps making lower lows, and then price keeps going higher, higher, high. It's been ignoring the bearish divergence for quite some time now, and it may just continue to ignore it. I've seen this happen to Bitcoin. It just keeps ignoring it for like days or weeks, and
yeah, but keep in
then
mind you're on the 2 hour. That's not a significant time frame. Like I'd
right,
say like
but
the 12 hour and above is where you want to look for these. But
but
of
in
course, if
general,
memes
in
you have to go into the lower time
in
frames.
in general, it's like a micro to a macro, right? In general, So obviously, like Bitcoin, it goes for a long time, right? Just because we're looking at a macro level. But this one, it's essentially the same thing, but in a micro level, right? And it may continue to just ignore it. I could see that, but look at that. We're holding support. If we don't break 35, I mean, and then if
That'd
we
be
can,
mega bullish.
then look at this. I mean, we're about to see. Here, I'll give you another price range. Yeah, we're about to see half a mil market cap. That's my target.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Go.
I just want to see us break 42 cents again. If we break 42 cents, we're in good hands. You know.
Nice. Well, I think that's a good spot to wrap it up. We gave
Yeah.
some gems here, and I know I'm going to be trading them this weekend, and maybe taking some long term positions. But yeah, I mean, I like betting on the leader, but there's always money to be made on the catch up plays too. So
Yeah.
I think with that, anything else you want to say, Alex?
No, I think we're good. That was a good one. That was good finds. Good analysis. So we'll leave it at that. But until next time, make sure to like, follow, comment to bring you more alpha.
Awesome. Peace.
All right, man. See you later.